Good morning, everyone. Welcome to CAD Technologies. Firstly, we'd like to wish you a very happy, wealthy, and healthy, prosperous New Year 2023. To begin with the first video of this year, we have selected a very simple model. Let me try to maximize it and show it to you. There are three different views as you can see on the screen. Considering this as the front view, this will be the right view and this will be the top view. This is actually following a third angle projection. Now, under this, there is a small plate and also there is this feature which is shown in the front view. This feature is only added up to a certain extent, which you can see in the right as well as in the top view. This particular feature is only up to 22. Similarly, the bottom plate, as you can see, which is of 65 and 48, is actually till this extent. Now, understanding this from the drawing, from the top view, we also know that there are two holes which are on the bottom plate, and the right view is actually a section view which is exactly located at this place and shown on the right side. So the small hole, as you can see, is shown over here, which says 10, and the actual cut of the two circles, what you can see, is only up to a certain extent, which is shown over here. These two are the holes, which is 18 as well as 10. Now, understanding this, we can start our model by taking any view. For example, I can take the right view, give 48 and 10 and add up to 65, or I can take the top view, take 65 by 48 and add up to 10, or I can take the front view, take 68 by 10 and add up to 48. Whichever is flexible for us. So for the better understanding, all the features are shown in the front view. So I'm trying to consider the front view as the beginning of the model. Now, since it's a complete part modeling exercise, we will be working on your part design. Now, under part design, again I'm using my sketch or pad and I'm trying to make the sketch whatever I have just mentioned a few seconds ago. I am considering the front view. You can use any view to make this. There is no issue. Now similarly, I know this which is supposed to be 65 and I know this which is supposed to be 10. Now the addition of material, I'd like to do it on the other side, as in I want to reverse the direction. The reason I'm trying to reverse the direction is this feature, as you can see, is on the front side of the plate or the small base. So if I want the front part and I do it in this way, I will have this face and then I can work on it. But on the other hand, if I use reverse direction and start, I will have the 0,0 exactly on the plane. Both ways are correct. There is nothing wrong in doing either way. You can do it this way or you can do it the other side and also consider this face and start your modeling. I can show you both the ways, but I'm using this way first so you can understand. Let us try to make this first and then proceed with our modeling. Now, again I'm taking a sketch, but instead of selecting the plane or anything, I'm using this face as my reference because we need that as a reference. Now, for this center, they have not given the overall dimension. Since we are following a feature based approach, we cannot do 32 plus 22 and take the dimensions. Instead, we'll be using references and making our circle over here. This is my reference point, which is for 32. Or if you're thinking this is way too much for you, you can just place a point also and do it. Point also can be constrained by simply taking the dimensions. That is, from here to here is 32. This point is actually constrained. Now, similarly, I have 14, R14, which is over here. It's not in the construction format. This is supposed to be 14. Let me try to take that as 14. The dimensions are given from this point, so I'm trying to take dimensions from this point. You can also take a center line and do it, no issues. Now, there are two slant lines as well as two straight lines. So, let me try to take the straight line from this reference. And considering this as my straight line and this as my slant line. Now the slant line should obviously maintain tangency, so it is. We can mirror these two onto the other side and maintain the dimensions as 45. Now, Considering this, I'd like to trim this body off, but firstly, let me try to make sure that this is coincident on the circle, sorry, and then trim off whatever is not necessary. This is the actual model what we require for making this feature. Now, these point and these lines should be in line. So for that, what I'll do is I'll be taking a center line. It's not mandatory to do so. You can also coincide them, but it's easier this way. So I can coincide this point on this line easily. Now when I exit the addition of material, which direction the addition of material is supposed to be done? It's supposed to be done on the other side. You can check it with the right view as well as with the top view. It is not coming out of the body as you can see. It is towards this side. Similarly, you can take the top view and also check it is towards this side and not towards the outside of the body. Now this particular addition is only up to 22. So let's try to take that only up to 22. Now, if you're not following it this way and you are doing it the other way, wherein I want to flip this body and then try to add the material, you will be following the same process. You'll be selecting the references, taking your constructions, making your construction lines, and then following the same process what we have done earlier. This is supposed to be R14. Now we can start giving our dimensions. I'll be doing a little bit quick because we have already seen how to do this. From here to here is supposed to be 22. And now we already know the line should come from here. I'm doing a little quick because we have already seen how to do this. So I don't want to waste much of the time in the video as well. This is your complete one. Now we know the distance between these two is supposed to be 45. And we can close the profile by simply taking a line. Trim whatever is not necessary and then exit. Again, while adding the material, please make sure the direction of the addition of material is supposed to be 22 onto the other side of the body. It is the same thing which we have seen. Here we have used this plane as the 0, 0, 0 location. This is this as well as this. But on the other side, we have taken it in the other direction. Now, there is a cut as you can see which is only up to 14. So let's try to make that using a pocket command. You already know how pocket works. So the inner circle is supposed to be 18. It's exactly located at the center. And it is supposed to maintain concentricity with this arc normally. Similarly, there's also another one which is at 22. That is in line with this, if you remember. So we can use this as a reference and then take a reference line as well. On this, there is a circle which is supposed to be at 36. Let me take this as 36. Now we can trim off whatever is not necessary as usual, and then we can start removing this material till a certain extent which is shown in the right view, which is 14. So the material will be cut till 14. See, last but not the least, we can give a drill our holes as well. So let's try to drill our holes using a hole command, which is very simple. We can use this side or this side of the feature. Either way is correct. Let me try to use this side. So we can maintain concentricity very easily. So I can maintain concentricity with respect to this circle and maintain and then say exit. I'm trying to do the smaller hole first. And this is supposed to be 10 and it is up to next. Similarly, there is also another hole which actually is maintaining concentricity with this. It's actually at the center, that is perfectly fine. Now, we already know that that's a distance at 32, so we already know the diameter is 18 and we can give it up to next and this will be your 18. Now, understanding the model, I have considered this as a 0, 0, 0. You can use this as well as your 0, 0, 0. While making the first, just try to make the 32 dimension and then proceed with it. Now, there are other holes on the top view as well, which is over here. So first, let me try to make a sketch so I can maintain the exact dimensions and then mirror it onto the other side. Take the exact dimensions and then work on it. That is, the dimensions between these two are 40 and the dimensions from toward the end and this body is only 10. Now, the hole is actually a very simple one again. You can directly select the point and the face. Now what is the diameter of the hole? Is supposed to be 12. You can give it. It's up to next only. I can mirror the feature by simply using a mirror command. You can also use your chamfer operations because the final operations or finishing operations are your chamfer. The chamfer is of 5. So let me try to take 5 and show it to you. Now, all views, if you want to see, you can see multi-view option over here, multi-view option over here. You can see this is the front view, this is the right view, and this is the top view. It works out everywhere, all the views. Or you can just go back and see your isometric view here, or you can see your front. I'm sorry, I put the back view, or you can see your front view here. You can see your right view here, and you can see your top view here as well. Now, this is one way of modeling considering this as a 0, comma 0. Let me just give you an example of how it works if you consider this as your 0, comma 0. So I'm just using another part design, creating a new part. Now considering if that is my part 0, comma 0, first I'll be using this as the reference. So the plate, whatever I'm trying to make, will come towards the downside, maintaining symmetry. It also maintains the dimensions, whatever you have seen earlier. This is 10. And the distance from the center till here is supposed to be given as 32. Again, this addition of material can be done on either sides. You can do it either sides. And then you can start making your model here itself. Now, the easier way of doing this is we know our 0, comma 0. So, whenever you're trying to give your 14 radii circle, you don't have to take much pressure of giving the references or doing everything. You can actually directly give the dimension from here to here and state this is supposed to be 22. And we already know this is a reference, so we can use this as a reference and we can continue making our model. This is the location point. I'm making it a little quick because this is the third time I'm doing in this video, and you can just skip if you want to. This is 45, and trim again whatever is not needed and then close the profile. Now this addition of material also will be done in the similar manner onto the other side and give it up to 22. This is the same process which you will be following like the previous component which you have done. It's the same process. You can follow it either way, or you can work on this. The same features are cut over here as well. It's the same step-by-step procedure to work on this, but understanding the feature-based approach and taking your 0, comma 0, the difference between this and this is better control of your model. If you have any queries or if you're looking for any advanced level of training in CATIA, please do contact us. Our details are given in the description below. Meanwhile, we'll be posting few easy as well as few complicated drawings and components for your practice. Thank you.